welcome back to our Halloween show. Now, why is one of the guys behind Halo making a game about a zombie named Stubbs? That's the kind of mystery that only Sam Fisher can solve. So I've invited Alex Seropian, the founder of Wide Load Games, to join us live via encrypted satellite to tell us all about his new Xbox game, Stubbs The Zombie, which is made, incidentally, with the Halo engine. Hey, Alex, how are you?
Very good. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, thanks for coming on the Halloween show. Very appropriate since you're doing a game about zombies. Now, I wanted to ask you, first of all, why did you want to do a game about zombies? I mean, what was the inspiration for this game?
Well, you know, zombies are something that everybody really knows. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to make a game that was rooted in something familiar. And zombies are an awesome starting point, but we wanted to turn it around and do something completely different with it. You know, hence our premise, which is you get to play the zombie, which nobody's really done before.
Absolutely, and infect other guys and have them all chasing after you, which is really fun. You whistle at them and they all come with you. It's great. Now, the reviews have been pretty good for this game. One of the criticisms out there is that people are saying the game might be a little too short. Now, I actually am in favor of sort of shorter games that have more depth to them. But do you think, is that a fair criticism of the game?
I guess if you're really good or if you're familiar with Halo, maybe you know the controls and you can get through the game quicker than other people. But there is a decent amount of replayability to it. You can play in co-op. And
right.
There's also different difficulty settings. So I actually, like you, don't really like games that drag on for too long. And, you know, I don't have that much time to play games because, you know, I got a wife and kids and stuff. So, you know, I like games where it's a cohesive experience and you can get through it and really enjoy it as a whole. And I think that's what we tried to do with Stubbs.
Absolutely. Now, your studio has a pretty innovative production model. You have a big focus on pre-production, prototyping your games before they're greenlit. I'm interested, I mean, you have a smaller sort of team size, I know, and this is something different than some other developers. Tell me a bit about that process and how you think it helped the design of Stubbs.
Well, it helped in a lot of ways. I think the biggest way is that the team at our office is small. You know, there's 12 guys in the office, and It's a very creative environment. There's no sort of design politics in terms of trying to get a huge team on the same page creatively. When somebody has an idea, they just turn around and go, hey, I was just thinking, how about we do this? And, you know, everybody else can go, hey, that's great, or, ooh, that's no good. So it's a very creative environment. It allows us to come with ideas really quickly, try them out, see what works, what doesn't, and I really like working that way.
So you can do a game with 12 guys? Really?
Well, you know, there was probably about 75 people that worked on Stubbs, but only 12 of them were employees of Wide Load at our office.
What also helped that you use the Halo engine, which, you know, you're famous for developing at Bungie. I was wondering, are you talking at all about, you know, continuing that collaboration with Bungie going forward? I mean, could we see you do a game on the Halo 2 engine, or perhaps, you know, maybe even have you bring back one of the old Bungie franchises like Myth or something through Wide Load?
Well, you know, the Bungie guys have been super awesome to us, and we'd love to continue that relationship in one way or another. We haven't quite figured out what we're going to do next. I can tell you that one of the things that's really important to Wide Load is developing new original intellectual property. So we at Wide Load, we really think that what we have to offer is, you know, our ideas and, you know, our creative approach to making games. So we'd probably stick with something that we come up with or we brainstorm in Chicago here.
Wow.
But we'd love to work with the Bungie guys again.
Now, I got to ask you, I mean, a Bungie question. You look at the success of Halo 2, all that. You were there for Halo. I know you left after that. You know, Halo 2, when you see the sort of success of that, I mean, what's your reaction? Do you ever sort of sit back and wish you were still there, a part of that game's success? Are you just sort of proud of what they've done? Or what's your thoughts on that?
It's phenomenal. I mean, it's a phenomenon. It's amazing. Everything that happens, you know, that when Halo 2 launched, when you know, all this talk about the movie, it blows my mind. I never had in my wildest dreams that set of expectations, and to see all that happen it's very rewarding. Even though I'm still not there, it's a continuation of something that I helped create, and that's really cool.
So no regrets about leaving?
I'm tremendously happy being back here in Chicago, and I know the guys at Bungie are really happy too. I think we managed to set up a great shop, and they've taken it and turned it into what they're doing, and I think everybody's pretty happy.
Absolutely. And Peter Jackson doing the movie can't hurt. Now, one other thing I want to ask you.
That can't hurt.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty hot. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask you about was, you know, next-gen development. You talked about sort of a small team, then, you know, going to a larger team for production. When you're thinking about doing next-gen, what are your thoughts right now? I mean, can you keep that model? Are you excited about, you know, the 360 PlayStation 3?
Yeah, in fact, I think our model is critical to being successful on the next-gen platforms because the intensity of the asset creation, just the sheer volume of assets that are probably going to go into the titles, depending on, you know, which idea we choose to turn into reality. that our model is completely scalable in that way. So our team can focus on the creative elements, like what are the core mechanics of the game and what makes it interesting and unique. We can focus on that stuff, and then we can bring the talent in. We can scale that up as high as we need to in order to create, assets at super high resolution that have tons of animations and all that. So that's really why we came up with the model in the first place. And how can an independent developer survive and be successful with that kind of sort of demands on.
Excellent. Well, we can't wait to see what you guys have for the next gen. Thanks for joining us, Alex.